The thing about doing your own nails and only your own nails is there just isn't enough opportunity to try everything that you want to. So today I did a full set of everything that I've been wanting to try, and it didn't go very well. But we're gonna get into that. Up first was a textured nail with acrylic powder, kind of like the ever popular sweater nails. I did forget to cure it before trying to wipe off the acrylic powder the first time, so had to redo it. But the end result is actually really cool for how easy this is to do, and I absolutely love the color. The next one is where I would say things start to go a little sideways. I was trying to do abstract heart nails, and I made a very poor choice of what polishes to use. First, I tried this Options gel from Accents, and the consistency was not the right choice for this. It was just a goopy mess. And then the second color I used was like a jelly pink, which also didn't work because it was never going to show up on top of the other color. So ultimately, I had to get a third color to do the hearts. The abstract was just not going to work out for this one. So it turned out okay, but definitely not what I was originally going for. I'll try this one again eventually, but be a lot more considerate about which polishes I'm choosing. Next, I did the tortoise shell, which I was the most excited to try, and the result was very meh. I can't even say exactly what went wrong here, other than it didn't really bloom the way that I was hoping it was going to, and the black was really, it just kind of melted into everything else. So I don't know if I didn't do the dots big enough or dark enough or what, but I would call this a fail. Then I tried to do pool nails. See the inspo pic in the corner. I have a sneaking suspicion that this picture might be AI, and that might be part of why it didn't end up looking like that. But I'm telling you, it wasn't even close. This was probably the biggest fail of all of the nails that I tried. It was just a big goopy mess and not even close to the picture. For the last one on this hand, I wanted to try a checkered cat eye. And let me just say, the cat eye was not cat eyeing. I ended up having to redo this one multiple times and still didn't quite get it right. The idea here is you paint one layer and draw all the particles to one side, and then paint half of another layer and draw all the particles to the other side, so it creates a checkered effect. The end result was okay. Not great, but okay. On another note, this D-gel polish is probably the most beautiful nail polish I have ever used. The consistency, the shimmer, the color, it's absolutely stunning. At this point, I was feeling pretty frazzled, so I needed a tea break before going right back in with the other hand. These koi pond nails were the ones I was most excited to try. They look so cool. I'm really not a fan of this Nail Thoughts polish. I get these weird bumps every time I use it. I find it doesn't lay very nicely, but it's what I had, so we're going with it. And then I once again struggled with the cat eye. I didn't really get this one to look the way that I wanted, but you can't really see it in this design anyways, so I just admitted defeat. Although looking back, maybe it actually isn't that bad and looks kind of good. I don't know, what do we think? Then I got out my koi fish stickers, looking for two that I could make looking like they were swimming in a circle. And after a few of the other nails really hadn't worked out, I was starting to get some optimism back with this one. Then I got the 3D gel out to create the effect that they're swimming in a circle. And all in all, I actually like how these ones turned out. I think they're so cool. But don't worry, I'm about to be humbled again really quick. I was so close and yet so far on the blooming rose. This could have worked out. My error was not making the lines close enough together, so it ended up just looking too wide and not really like a flower, but kind of. I should have just redone it, but I was losing steam at this point. And next was the cow print, and I swear if I never see blooming gel again after this, I will probably be okay. I wanted to do a black and a brown, so I thought that I would do blooming gel on the first layer with the brown and then just do solid black on top, and I don't know. I don't love it. I think the solid color on top is what ruined it. Next was my planet nail, which wasn't hard to do, just something I really wanted to try. I ended up mixing colors to get more of a midnight blue-gray kind of color for the sky. And for the planet, I was going to do yellow with red swirled in. I ended up using a jelly red, which I knew at the time was a mistake and wasn't going to look good. But I had so many colors open already, I was overstimulated and could not open another one. Then I brought out that same gold D-gel color again, and I think this one turned out really good. I really didn't have a plan for this last nail, so I just went ahead and did a French tip with which colors I already had out, and then did a little 3D heart on top because I wanted to try isolating chrome again. I will say this turned out better than the last time I tried, but still not perfect. So all in all, these nails took about 4 hours for a completely mediocre result, but it was still nice to try some different things. I am for sure going to get overstimulated and sick of these very quickly, so we'll see how long they last. I think they're already giving me a headache.